Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I'm bringing you some more Call of Duty Black Ops gameplay. Now today I'm bringing you a ground war domination game on silo using the MP5K. Now this gameplay is a very frustrating one. I go very well for the first 75%, but for the last 25% of the game, my game drops off and the team completely crumble and we end up losing by about 3 points. You know, we hold the lead for 90% of the game, but when you look at the scoreboard at the end, you'll just see that it's basically me trying to hold up a 9-player team on my own, and I do it pretty well for the first 75% of the game, but unfortunately for me and fortunately for the team, we end up dropping out and losing. But there's not a lot I could have done about that. You know, silo is a very frustrating map. It's such a large map that marathon is almost a must-have, because as you can see here, you spend a large portion of the game running around trying to find gunfights. But another thing with silo is, because there's so many high buildings, it's an incredibly camp-friendly map. I mean, the vast majority of people you will run into will stay in the buildings, in a window. It's a terrible map. And also, every now and again, you get a massive noise, just for absolutely no reason. I mean, the community absolutely hated launch for its rocket noise and for the screen shaking. So what did Treyarch decide to do for silo? They decided to do the rocket noise louder and more regularly during the game. So it's good to see that they're learning from their mistakes. But anyway, that's enough griping about silo. The gameplay's pretty interesting, but it's something in the background. What I do want to talk about is, just to start off with, a few plans for my channel. Now, earlier in the week I uploaded my first Road to Division 1 game, and that got received very well, so I'm definitely going to continue with that series. However, I was wondering, do you guys want me to do some Ultimate Team stuff as well? Because I really like Ultimate Team. I think it's my favourite part about FIFA, and I'm definitely going to put a lot of time into Ultimate Team. So if you guys want me to do anything in that area, just please leave a comment saying what exactly you want me to do. You know, I'm quite happy doing a sort of style that Sam 5000 or Chris Trout do, like the Road to Glory, when they start off with a bronze team and then work their way up to a pretty nice gold team. I could do that if you wanted, or I could do tips for how to get coins quickly in Ultimate Team. That would be, I think, quite an interesting video. Another thing I was thinking of doing as well is doing general FIFA tutorials, because obviously there's been a lot of changes to this FIFA from last year, especially in the defending, but also slightly more subtle changes in the attacking. So common tactics that you could use and get away with last time in FIFA, you really can't do that as easily as you could this time round. So I was thinking about running some FIFA 12 tutorials if you guys are into that. So those are just two ideas I was going to do in FIFA. I am going to still do my quick COD tips series just in the build up to Modern Warfare 3, because, you know, interesting Call of Duty is slowly beginning to build up. I mean, Black Ops is at rock bottom at the moment. I haven't played Black Ops in about a week and a half, and the last time I played it I was on for about an hour with James when I got my 81 kill headquarters game with the PM63, and that was about it. So I need to play Black Ops again, because I think this is my penultimate gameplay I've got saved on my hard drive. So I will need to play that again soon, and that will inevitably lead me to get more gameplay for you. So I am going to keep up the quick COD tip series, because I think they're quite interesting and they've been quite well received so far, and they seem to be helping you guys out, so I'm very pleased with how that's going. However, you know, just the main part of the commentary today is going to be about Modern Warfare 3, but just before I forget, what I'm going to start to do now is link all of my playlists in the description. So if you're interested in watching all the quick COD tips, fed up with the FAMAS gameplay, you know, the FIFA Road to Division 1 gameplay or whatever, the playlists will be in the description. Just a little bit on the gameplay there. You saw me run into the middle of the map when I got my helicopter. That's because I've already got my highest kill streak, so there's no point me staying alive. So what I did is I ran into the middle of the map and then got into my chopper, and then I've got killed now, and I can start my kill streaks from fresh again. That's quite a good tip for you to remember, because there's absolutely no point staying alive once you've got all your kill streaks. So you might as well just die and try and build them up again, and it works out pretty well this time round. But anyway, just talk a little bit about Modern Warfare 3 now. I'm going to report about an interview that Mark Rubin gave to a site called Digital Warfare 24/7 during COD XP. Now, Digital Warfare 24/7 is a site I'm quite heavily involved in. I'm on the media team for their YouTube channel. You might have seen one of my videos I put up on their YouTube channel analysing some Modern Warfare 3 stuff, but if you haven't, I'll be sure to link that into the description as well. But Mark Rubin makes some very interesting points about Modern Warfare 3 here. The first of them is about a topic that a lot of people seem to be quite interested in, and that is dedicated servers for consoles. Now, if you're not sure what I'm on about, Call of Duty runs on a basic matchmaking system. So what it does is it will get people from roughly the same area, put them into the lobby, and then choose the person with the highest connection, with the strongest connection, to host that lobby. Now, that always means there's going to be a few problems. It always ends up with 1 or 2 people in the lobby having significantly better connections than everyone else, and 1 or 2 people in the lobby having significantly worse connections than everyone else. So it always ends up with a little bit of a disparity, and it ends up in some quite unfair gunfights. I mean, we've all seen the clips of people on their screen putting 3 or 4 bullets into a guy, but in fact on the other screen the guy has better connection and the bullets don't even arrive. He just shoots him before the guys even pull the trigger. And dedicated servers would help to solve that problem. However, the thing that Mark Rubin says is, because Call of Duty is such a large game, I mean 30 million plus people play it regularly according to him, and 33 million people played Modern Warfare 2, so it's only going to go up for Modern Warfare 3 as well. So for such a large game, it's impractical to have dedicated servers, because he says only like 2 or 3 games could be hosted on one server at any one time. And if you think of how many games Black Ops has at one time, there's thousands of games going on at once, so you'd need a network of servers in pretty much every major city in the globe, and that would cost billions and billions of pounds to set up. So obviously that's a little bit too expensive, and you know Call of Duty does make a massive profit every time, but with such a massive investment, it would be a little bit too much. And that kill there is exactly what I mean about the poor connection. I'm on a 3-bar in this map. I blatantly knifed that guy. You can see me blatantly swish my knife right through his chest, but because he has a slightly better connection than me, I end up dying, even though I got the jump on him in the reflexes department. So it is very annoying, but there's not a lot we're going to be able to do about that. It's going to be matchmaking for the foreseeable future, probably forever. I mean, Battlefield 3 does have dedicated servers for the console, but you've got to bear in mind that Battlefield 3 has a lot less players playing it than all the Call of Duty series. No matter how good Battlefield does, no matter how many copies Battlefield 3 sells, Modern Warfare 3 will probably outsell it by double, perhaps even triple or quadruple. So it's not going to happen, dedicated servers, unfortunately. A lot of people would want them, but it's just not practical according to Mark Rubin. However, Mark Rubin does go on to say quite a few other things about Modern Warfare 3 and how it's going to play. The next thing he mentions is the spawn system. Now, we've all had pretty bad experiences with the spawn system, most notably in the early days of Black Ops, when Treyarch had ballsed up the spawn system, to say the least. But you know, fair play to Treyarch. They went out and fixed it pretty sharpish. So now the spawns are actually quite good. And what you've got to bear in mind is you might spawn well 100 times, so you spawn close enough to the action for you not to spend ages running, but far enough away so you don't get killed. You don't spawn with anyone looking at you, you don't spawn with any enemies nearby, and you know you're quite happy. But if you spawn once with an enemy looking at you, you remember it. And that's the thing that I think Mark Rubin really tries to get it across, because he admits that spawning is obviously a huge hurdle to get over, but you know, he just aims to get the most, you know, the highest percentage of spawns fair that he can. Obviously, he can't promise that you're never going to spawn with someone looking at you, and he says that himself in the interview. But what he is trying to say, I think, is that they're going to be very, very careful that the vast majority of spawns in the map will be as fair as they possibly can be, and that's all you can ask for. It's incredibly annoying when you spawn in with a guy right behind you and you end up dying pretty quickly. But you've got to remember, you get it swings and roundabouts really. Every now and again you get to see an enemy spawn right in front of you and pick up an easy kill. So it's just a little bit of swings and roundabouts. What comes around goes around, all that stuff. So it's not too much to worry about. Blop shotted again, great skill there from the guy. But the last thing I want to talk about is knifing. Now, knifing is a particular bugbear of mine. I absolutely detest panic knifers. I seriously wish knifing wasn't in the game at all. You know, it's a first-person shooter, and it's called a first-person shooter for a reason. So, for someone to take 2 or 3 bits of bullet, and then for them to win a gunfight by swishing a 3-inch piece of virtual steel, it's really, really frustrating. But unfortunately, Mark Rubin says that they haven't been able to come up with a new mechanic that was better than the one they're using at the moment. So he goes on to admit himself that he's not a big fan of knifing. But the simple fact of the matter is, there's not an easy fix for the knifing. He says that, you know, they did moot several other options. He doesn't go into the specific details, but they're probably going to be 2-hit kills or the execution style of like Killzone and Halo and stuff like that. So there's a host of options they tried, but unfortunately they didn't come up with a satisfactory solution. However, he does say that they're going to keep trying to find a new mechanic, and he says that knifing has been pared down significantly from the last game. But what you've got to remember is the last game for these guys is Modern Warfare 2. They don't mean Black Ops, they're on about their last game. And I should sincerely hope it's been pared down, because you had teleporting knives in Modern Warfare 2. You saw it many times with the Commando perk. People from like sometimes 10 meters away could get a knife into you, and it was absolutely ridiculous. So I sincerely hope that you can only knife someone if you can literally sneeze on them. And you know, it's probably not going to happen. Knifing's probably going to be a major part, but just the fact that the rhetoric is starting to come around against knifing is reassuring to see. If you want to see the full interview, I'll link that into the description. Please check out the website as well. It's a fantastic resource for COD and Battlefield and any other game you're interested in. But the gameplay's over. I think the final score is 48-12. I get loads more points than the rest of my team, so there's not a lot I really could have done. If you did enjoy the gameplay, please rate and comment as always. And as always, guys, have a fantastic day.